with the youngest, most daring, intrepid, gutsy, fearless host on the planet. Get ready for Jake's Takes. Here's Jake.
Welcome back! I am Jake, and this is Jake's Takes, where I get your favorite athletes and stars to open up and speak what's really on their minds. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you won't believe the guests I have lined up. Today's guest played over 1,000 games in the NHL. Prior to the NHL, he played on the legendary Kamloops Blazers teams of the 90s and was named captain in the 94-95 season. He's one of 4 players in the 90-year history of major junior hockey to win 3 Memorial Cups. 3! In 95, he won a World Junior Championship gold medal while representing Canada. In his first season in the AHL, he won the Top Rookie Award, scoring 93 points in 74 games. He was then drafted in the 6th round by the Montreal Canadiens in the 1993 NHL draft. He was eventually traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, where he played 9 seasons, and he became an absolute legend. His physical, aggressive forecheck, along with his style of play, made him an instant fan favorite. I am super pumped to welcome to Jake's Takes, the passionate warrior, the one, the only, Darcy Tucker! What's up, Darcy? How you doing?
Jake, that was amazing. It gave me goosebumps listening to that intro. Well done. You should get on these podcasts. I'm going to have to help you out with some of these podcasts. We'll get some super cool dudes on here for you.
Sounds awesome. By the way, Darcy, talking about very special, this is super special because you're a legend in Leafs history books. Also, not going to lie, I was born in 2009, so can't really say I watched you live, but trust me. Trust me when I say my dad makes me watch endless videos of you playing for the Leafs. He says that's what a real Leafs looks like.
Yeah, well, it's awesome to hear that. I really appreciate it. You know what? I was very lucky to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the fans in Toronto are the most passionate fans in all of the hockey world. So I had fun when I was here, and you can tell your dad that I love playing for fans like him, because it made each and every day I went to the rink special.
That's awesome. Darcy, how's your family doing?
We're all doing well. All the kids are back home right now. I've got 2 older ones that are normally in university, but they're back home now. So everybody's kind of in the household again, which both my wife and I love having the kids at home with us. It's fun to sit around the dinner table and obviously at this time of year, watch our Leafs play in the playoffs. So it was, it's great to see our boys in blue doing amazing, and everybody's nailed to the couch and watching the TV right now when the Leafs step on the ice.
They're so fun to watch. Talking about fun to watch, so we got to start it off with this Leafs-Habs series. We're just a few games in. Here's what I see. I see that the Habs have some players who can play a physical game, like Josh Anderson and Corey Perry on the front, but their back end's what scares me. Sherratt, Weber, Petrie, and Edmondson, those are all hard-nosed players. The Leafs can really use a player like you right now. So who do you think on this Leafs team has the tenacity and grit to win a playoff series?
Well, I think, obviously, Jake, the thing about playoffs is that you have to amp your game up. It doesn't matter if the physicality is there all season like it was for me. I think you look at how Austin Matthews has stepped up his physical play and is using his body to his advantage. You know, we've added some really good grit to our forward unit in Simmons and guys like that, and Foligno. So we do have some physicality ourselves. And then if you look at our back end, Jake Muzzin's won a Stanley Cup, and he's a pretty physical player that was able to do that when he was with the Los Angeles Kings. So I really believe that we got a really good mix of skill and grit and tenacity. And now we just got to go out there and do it. Get to work and make things happen. And, I really feel good about our Leafs' chances this year.
But, by the way, how do they not re-sign Hyman? I mean, this guy is an animal. He's the craziest forecheck I've ever seen. Well, I'm saying live. I mean, I don't want to count out your forecheck. That was ridiculous.
Yes, Zach is probably one of my favorite players to watch on the Leafs team. The way he controls the puck down low, the way he gets to loose pucks, the way he protects pucks and fends off defensemen. He's an amazing asset to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, yeah, we're all pulling that he gets re-signed and stays a Leaf a long time.
They can't go forward without him. If they don't sign him, it's going to be a real problem. Okay, while on the topic for need for grit, Mitch Marner, my favorite Leaf. Okay, I'm a smaller player with skill and speed, but I love watching Marner do his thing, but will Marner really be able to become a dominant playoff player? He has 3 assists so far, but he hasn't dominated like we need him to do. Playoff hockey is so much more difficult to create space and time for yourself. How will Marner adjust to dominate playoff hockey?
Well, I think anytime you have a skilled player that is able to do that in the regular season, like Jake, is a little bit easier to play against players, whether it be because of travel or what have you. Playoffs is more of a condensed schedule, and it's more a physical game. So when I look at Mitch has the attributes to do that. He just has to go out there and play that brand of hockey. It's tighter checking, so you're going to have to do some things maybe that you're not accustomed to doing. And I found the last 2 games, Mitch, to be very valuable to our team. That pass to Morgan Riley the other night was amazing, and to set up that goal. So we definitely need him to set up lots of goals if we're going to have a long run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with Austin. I mean, he's using his bodies. Like you said, he's so physical now, and he's not afraid to go into those corners. I'm really impressed with that. I've been waiting to see that from him all season. Okay, shifting our attention to the captain. The JT injury. Scary sight. I literally couldn't watch it. I was scared to watch it. We all wish JT a speedy recovery. What does his absence mean from this lineup? You think the Leafs have enough depth to go on and win the Stanley Cup without him, or what do you think?
Well, I think, and we're all hopeful that John will have a speedy recovery and be back at some point in this playoff run. I really thought that Nylander stepped up his game. That's why we've added a few of those depth forwards that can jump into our lineup that are more veteran type guys. So, the loss of John is something that none of us could foresee, but and it was scary, Jake. It's one of those things, these are men that play hockey, but they also have families and wives and children. And so it was a scary sight to watch him go down like that. But no, I really believe that he's going to be back in this playoffs at some point. And I think we have enough depth to withstand the pressure of other teams until he does return to the lineup.
Do you recall any playoff runs while you were playing that you guys lost a huge piece to your team? And how did you guys all rally together to move forward?
Well, in 2002, we lost Matt Sundin in the first round of the playoffs against the Islanders, and he wasn't there for the full second round of the playoffs. I don't know if it was 2000 and it might have been even 2003. I can't remember, but we lost Mats for an extended period of time. And him being out of our lineup as our captain was tough on us. But like I said, we had a pretty deep team and lots of guys that could step up and play a bigger role. And Alan McCauley did that for us that year. He was so good in the playoffs, dynamic and took on a role of what Mats had done in the past. So there's always going to be guys that step up and play a bigger role and are very accountable to the team and help the team win playoff games.
Okay, Darcy, I hope you're excited and ready 'cause on Jake's Takes, it's time for some rapid fire.
Buddy.
I'll ask you a bunch of short questions. You answer them as quick as you can. Deal?
Deal.
Let's go. Who makes a better breakout pass? Morgan Riley or Thomas Caberla?
I'd have to say Thomas Caberlet. He was the best defenseman that I ever played with.
Who is scarier, John Tortorella or the late Pat Quinn?
Gosh, I didn't find Pat scary, so I would have to say John Tortorella. Pat was a gentleman and a gentle giant.
What's the most irritating thing to come out of Sweden? Building IKEA furniture or Daniel Alfredson?
I'd say they're both irritating, Jake, because I've put IKEA furniture together and it's super annoying, and he's just as annoying.
Who would you rather have? Patrice Bergeron or Nikita Kucherov?
Wow, that is a tough question. I'll say Bergeron because he beats the Leafs all the time, and I'd rather have him on our side than have to play against them.
Right, so pretty much what you're saying here is, if you're starting a whole new team, who would you take?
Oh, who would I take? It's a tough question. They're both good players, both different players. I like both of them, but I'd have to say Bergeron. That's my. Jake, you would probably take Kucherov, wouldn't you?
I would, because I actually like the Lightning. By the way, they're my second. They're my second favorite team, but I would still take Kucherov. Hardest player you ever played against?
Wow, the hardest player I ever played against. There was some hard, tough, physical defensemen that I played against, and Rob Blake was probably the toughest guy to get around. And when he hit you with his big rear end, it certainly hurt.
What enabled Zdeno Chara to get his vaccine so quickly? Being an NHL player or being a senior citizen?
We'll give him the senior citizen tag, eh, Jake? Sound good?
Sounds great. Do you like the Carolina Hurricanes post-game celebrations?
No.
Who displayed more confusion? Sammy Kapanen after you rocked him? Or Doug Ford trying to plan the pandemic response?
Oh, that's a great question. Sammy wasn't doing too well after I hit him, but he found his way through it. Let's hope Doug does the exact same thing.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
What was your go-to game day superstition?
Coffee and Coke.
Darcy Tucker with the TKO! We have a winner! Darcy Tucker is not only a Memorial Cup winner, he's also a rapid fire champion. How does that sound, Darcy?
That sounds amazing, Jake. I'm thoroughly pleased and proud that I was able to get through that rapid fire questions that you had. I was super nervous, but I thought I did an okay job.
Yeah, you did a great job. And I just have a few more questions for you. Is that good?
Absolutely.
When you played for the Leafs, you became an instant fan favorite. Your emotion, passion, and energy was infectious. You stood up for your teammates and played like a true warrior. But it's a fine balance of not letting your emotions take over you and take you out of the game. So what's the deal with Nazem Kadri? He's got great skill, gritty, and hard to play against. But once again, he let his emotions take over him. And now he's out for 8 games. The playoffs. 8 games. Why can't Kadri figure it out?
Yeah, sometimes it's a hard thing to walk that fine line between being physical and aggressive and agitating sort of guy on the ice and controlling your emotions and not taking penalties or getting suspended. The one thing I always tried to take as much pride in myself was that, I did get myself into trouble during the regular season from time to time, but I seem to find a way in the playoffs to walk that line pretty effectively. So you just have to take cues on, what's allowed and what's not allowed. And hopefully Nazem can start to do that as he gets a little bit more mature and a little bit older as a player. Let's just hope that if the Leafs face the Avalanche in the finals, that he doesn't quite figure it out too fast.
Yeah. Time to talk about Pat Quinn. Many people have said he was an outstanding coach. He had tremendous success behind the bench. What was it about Pat Quinn's coaching that allowed the teams you played on to be so successful?
Well, he was just a pure gentleman. I think when I look at Pat as a coach, and I think that he let the players be themselves, and he was never one to give trouble to the players. He was always in their corner and stuck behind them. None more so than myself. I seem to find ways to get into trouble on the ice, and Pat never gave me too much heck for doing it. So, I tell people this all the time. I wouldn't be the same husband, father, mentor to the young players on my hockey team if it wasn't for Pat Quinn. He taught me a lot about life.
Last question. The Winnipeg Jets just swept Edmonton. Bring out the brooms. And they sent the best player in the world to go golfing. But I actually don't think it was an upset. All year round I've been saying this. Oilers are the most overrated team in the NHL. But more importantly, I think the Jets underperformed this year and actually are the best suited team to figure out the North. They have stellar goaltending, size, skill, and maybe the best third line in hockey. What are your thoughts in Winnipeg?
Yeah, the Jets have an outstanding team, and I wouldn't call it an upset either, Jake. I definitely thought that series was going to go 7 games in what I thought was going to happen, just because Edmonton has so many skilled players. But the Jets just found the right timing, especially in overtime, to make it happen for themselves. So it's tough because I grew up an Oilers fan, living in Edmonton, just outside of Edmonton when I was a boy, and I saw the Oilers win Stanley Cups back then, and it's hard. It must be hard on the city of Edmonton to watch your team go in the first round. And maybe it's our year. Maybe it's destiny that the Leafs didn't have to face Edmonton and are going to get a chance to go play the Jets.
Darcy, this has been just unbelievable. I really love talking hockey with a Leaf legend like you. I know you do lots of amazing community work, but I gotta assume this was the most fun in a while, am I right?
Well, this was the most entertaining, definitely, podcast that I've ever done, and definitely the most entertaining host that I've ever had, and probably one of the best hairdos I've seen in a long time, too. So it all worked out well for me today.
Hope I get the honor of meeting you in person, and thanks for being such a great role model to me and so many other young players. Thanks, Darcy.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey guys, you won't believe the guest I have next week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.